Hello children, today we will start chapter 3rd, two stories about flying. And hereby I will begin with its first part, that is his first flight. His first flight is written by Liam O'Flaherty. He is the Irish novelist and short story writer. He became popular literary figure with his best-selling novel The Informer in the year 1925. Let's proceed the chapter with its theme. So this is interesting story about a hesitant and timid seagull who is just learning the art of flying. As it is well known fact, whenever you try something for the first time in life, it becomes challenge. So same thing happen with the babies of birds and animals. So here you will see that how the hesitation, trials and error, they finally turned into the success to this seagull by learning the flying. The message that it gives you is that one cannot attain success instantly. For this, they are required the repeated trials and errors which finally lead to the road of success. See the chapter, his first flight. First paragraph. The young seagull was alone on his ledge. His two brothers and his sister had already flown away the day before. Here in the beginning of the story, it is described that there was a small seagull and he was left alone on the ledge. Ledge stands for the narrow horizontal cliff. His two brothers and his sister had already flown away the day before. He was left alone there. And why he was standing alone? Because his siblings, his brothers and sister, they had already learned the flying a day before. He had been afraid to fly with them. And why he was alone there? Because he was scared, he was frightened to fly and join with them. Somehow, when he had taken a little run forward to the brink of the ledge and attempted to flap his wings, he became afraid. But somehow, when he gathered his courage, when he assembled his confidence and tried to take a step forward to the brink of the ledge. Brink stand for the extreme corner of the ledge. So when he tried to reach to the extreme corner of that cliff and attempted, and when he made the effort to flap his wings, flapping means opening, fluttering. So when he made the efforts to flutter his wings to fly, then he became afraid. Then again he lost his confidence and got frightened. The great expanse of sea stretched down beneath, and it was such a long way down, miles down. He felt certain that his wings would never support him, so he bent his head and ran away back to the little hole under the ledge where he slept at night. Right now, when he was making his movement, when he looked down, what he found? He found that there was a great expanse of sea water. Expanse stand for stretching out. So he found that miles down there was the spread of, there was the stretching of only water and water over there. So he felt certain. So again he was now confirmed his wings would never support him. So he was that sure that his wings are not going to support him if he will ever try to move a just bit forward. So he bent his head and ran away back to the little hole under the ledge where he slept at night. So he bent his head down, he left all his hope, that means, and he ran back to the little hole, to the same hole where he has taken the night shelter under the ledge. So he reached to the same place where he had sheltered himself during the night. Well, do you know the small bird? He was well aware that the wings of his siblings, that means his brothers and his little sister, they were far shorter, but still they were able to fly. So, see the line? So, they ran to the brink, flapped their wings, and he has seen that all these his siblings, they had made effort and they had ran to the edge and flapped their wings, and they had fluttered. Flapped stand for the fluttering. They had fluttered their wings and did their flight. He failed to muster up courage, but this small bird, he did not muster up. Muster stand for gathering, but he could not gather his confidence to take that plunge. Plunge stand for risk, but he cannot take the risk of taking his first flight, which appeared to him so desperate, hopeless. So he was thinking it would be the failure, it would be the hopeless, the effort. So that's why he left the hope and returned back. Not to see the withdrawal of the seagull, this way his parents, they become very disappointed. They went near him, they called him shrilly. Shrilly stand for unpleasant, upbraiding him, they scold him a lot, threatening to let him starve on his ledge. And they give him the threat, they give him the warning, they are going to let him starve. Starve stand for with hunger. So they said they are going to let him die with hunger on his ledge on the same corner unless he flew away. They said, unless you are not going to make the effort for making your first flight, they are not going to give any food to him. But for the life of him, he could not move. But for the sake of his life, that means he was thinking his life would be at risk if he would make the effort for the flying. Children, in the first paragraph, you have noticed about the fear of this small seagull about flying. So here in the second paragraph, you will come to know how his parents, they were perfecting the skills of flying to his brothers and sister. Let's see. That was 24 hours ago. Since then, nobody had come near him. So, 24 hours time had passed. That means a day had now gone. But no family member of this small seagull, they had gone near him. The day before, all day long, he had watched his parents flying about with his brother and sister. But just a day before, he had seen how his parents, they did the flying with his brothers and sister the whole day long, perfecting them in the art of flight. And he saw that how they did the perfection of training the young kids about flying, teaching them how to skim the waves. He watched also how they give the training to them how to do the skimming over the waves. Skimming stand for to move lightly or to fly lightly above the sea surface. So he watched this now activity of them, and how to dive for the fish. So he also watched how they trained them how to do the diving, how to go deep into the sea for catching the fish. He now watched all these now trainings given to his brothers and sister by his parents. He had in fact seen his older brother catch his first herring. Herring stand for a soft finned sea fish. He also watched, in fact, how his older brother, he did his first catch of catching the sea fish and devour it, and how he eat hungrily upon this now first now sea fish. He watched how after catching this now this his older brother, he did the eating of that fish hungrily, standing on a rock while his parents circled around praising a proud cackle. While standing on the rock, he watched how his parents, they made the circle around this proud child, and what they were doing, they were now creating the proud cackle. Cackle stand for the sound produced by the birds. So he asked that how they were celebrating this moment of catching the first now fish by this young child, and they were creating the proud cackling sounds. And all the morning the whole family had walked about on the big plateau, and he had also watched that how the whole morning his full family they had walked about on the big plateau. So how they made the walk on the big plateau. Plateau stand for the large, high, flat land. So he watched that how they completed the walk and midway down the opposite cliff. So while standing on the opposite cliff, he watched that how his family they completed their walk, and what they did, they taunting him with his cowardice, and they were commenting from the opposite cliff to this now cowardice. This cowardice stand for not being brave. So how they were commenting, they were taunting the small seagull for not flying. So in this way they were taunting so that he should be now encouraged to complete his first flight, but it makes no effect upon him. Next paragraph. The sun was now ascending the sky, blazing on his sledge that faced the south. So here it is told the sun was now ascending. Ascending stand for going up. So right moment the sun it was now rising up in the sky, blazing on his sledge. So it was blazing. Blazing stand for to burn intensively. So intensively it was heating on the ledge. This bird was staying that faced the south. So reason is given because this cliff, the sledge, it was facing the south direction. So directly the rays were falling down over there. He felt the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall. So the seagull he felt the scorching heat of the sun more. Why? Because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall, because since last night he was starving. That means he has not taken any food. Now next paragraph. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge, and standing on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wing, he closed one eye, then the other, and pretended to be falling asleep. So here children, you are going to note how the seagull he get maddened due to his hunger and then decided. So let's know how. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge. Since last night, as the seagull he was hungry, he was starving. That's why he thought that he should make movement to get the food. So what he did? He stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge. Brink stand for the edge or the corner. So he decided he will now come out and would move towards the corner, towards the edge of the same cliff, and standing on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wing. So he make the pose by standing on the one leg with the other leg hidden under his wing. So he stand on one leg. He closed one eye, then the another. So then he make the pose by closing one eye first and then the another, and pretended to be falling asleep. He make a pretension that he is going for the sound sleep. That means he wants to make sure to his parents that he is going to faint due to the starvation, due to the hunger. Going to faint due to the starvation, due to the hunger. Still, they took no notice him, but his parents, they didn't bother about his acting. He saw his two brothers and his sisters lying on the plateau, dozing with their heads sunk into their necks. So what he observed, that nobody noticed about his pretension, about this acting. He saw his two brothers and sister. They were lying on the plateau and dozing. Dozing means to sleeping. So they were now sleeping after now taking their meal with their heads sunk into their necks. So after taking the food and flight, They were now bending their necks down and they were sleeping. His father was preening the feathers on his white back, only his mother was looking at him. His father was doing the preening work. Preening stands for to make efforts for maintaining the feathers by cleaning it. His father was doing this now, the cleaning work of his father on his own white back. Only his mother was looking at him. His mother, she was alone, looking to his side. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau. Plateau again means the large high area of flatland. So he found the mother, she was alone standing on the high that cliff and looking towards him. Her white breast thrust forward. So she was now pushing that moment her front part forward. Now and again she tore at a piece of fish that lay at her feet and then scraped each side of her beak on the rock. As the mother was aware of the hunger of the child, so she wanted to use this now weakness for making him learn flying. So what she did, let's know. Now and again she tore at a piece of fish. So she started now repeatedly, now tearing. Tearing stand for pulling. So she started now pulling apart the piece of the fish which was lying at her feet and then scraped each side of her beak on the rock. And then she started now scraping. Scraping stand for scratching or rubbing. She started now rubbing her beak on the rock. So she started now doing the work of now sharpening her beak on the rock. The sight of the food maddened him now to see the food before this hungry bird. He get maddened. Now to have the sight of the food, it maddened the child. How he loved to tear the food. He remembered how he used to pull up the food like the mother, scraping his beak now and again to wet it. Wet stand for sharpening. He remembered he also used to rub his beak again and again to get it sharpened before eating the food. See the next paragraph. Ga, ga, ga. He cried, begging her to bring him some food. Go, Kola, she screamed back derisively. Hereby, the mother got success to tempt the hunger of the child by showing him the fish. So, the small bird started begging for the food. But the mother screamed back. Screaming means to shout back. Derisively means in a very contempting manner. She started now shouting and scolding at the child with a very contempting way. But he kept calling plaintively. Plaintively means in a very sad manner, in a very sorrowful way. But the small seagull, he started now very sadly begging before the mother for the food. And after a minute or so, he uttered a joyful scream, joyful, very happy, screaming, shouting. But within a minute, the small seagull, he produced a very happy now shout. What happened next? His mother had picked up a piece of the fish and was flying across to him with it. So hereby he see his mother, she was bringing the piece of the fish towards him. She was flying across to his side. So he became very happy to see the arrival of the mother nearby. Lean means bent. So he bent now down eagerly. So with excitement, he bent down, tapping the rock with his feet. He started now tapping his feet on the rock where he was standing. So he created with the excitement, the movement that shows that he is very happy now to get the food, trying to get nearer to her as she flew across. And when he found the mother fly across towards his side and was going to reach. He started now tapping, beating his feet on the rock where he was standing. But when she was just opposite to him, but what happened? Just the mother was going to reach near him. She halted. She stopped. Her wings motionless. Her wings become still. The piece of fish in her beak almost within the reach of his beak. Right now, the piece of the fish, it was very nearby the reach of the beak of the small seagull. He waited a moment in surprise, but he waited in the moment of surprise and wondering. He was surprised why she didn't come nearer. He was surprised to see the mother didn't halt near his beak. She go across and then maddened by hunger. Now to see this now, the movement of the mother, he got mad with the hunger. He could not control his hunger. He dived at the fish. He was just going to dive at the fish. With a loud scream, he fell outwards. But with the loud now shout, he fell outwards because he was standing just on the edge of the cliff. Next line. Then a monstrous terror seized him and his heart stood still. He could hear nothing, but it only lasted a minute. Not being able to resist his hunger any longer, he dived at the food of his mother's beak. But as he was standing at the edge of the cliff, he started now going beneath the sea. And now what happened? Then a monstrous terror seized him. Now the monstrous terror stand for the horrible fear. Again, his horrible fear about the water, it captured his mind. His heart stood still and his heart became now motionless. His heart also stopped due to his plunge. He could hear nothing. Now, as he was in the dying state, he couldn't hear anything. But it only lasted a minute. But this fear, it lasted only for few minutes because this now natural reaction of his body, it supported him. Let's see how. The next moment he felt his wings spread outwards. He found the next moment his wings, they were now opening by themselves. So he was very surprised that how the wings, they were opening outwards. The wind rushed against his breast feathers. He found the wind, it was also passing through his front feathers. Then under his stomach and against his wings, he felt the air moving on his breast feathers, then under his stomach and also on his wings. He could feel the tips of his wings cutting through the air. He also felt on the points of the wings the air, it was now passing through, and his wings were now able to cut the wind and he was able to fly. He was not falling headlong now. He was now not falling downward. Headlong means downward. So he was not dying. He was able now to support himself and to fly. He was soaring and to fly. He was soaring gradually. Right now he was now flying. Soar means to fly. So he was now able to very gradually, slowly, he was able to fly downwards and outwards. So he was able to now make any movement downwards or outwards. So any direction he was able to now make the flying. He was no longer afraid. Now there was no fear in his mind about the flying. He just felt a bit dizzy. Dizziness means the uncomfortable feeling of spinning around and losing the balance. Right now, the feeling of the dizziness, it came in the mind, but again, with the next moment, he forgot about all the fear of his mind. Then he flapped his wings once and he soared upwards. Now, after plunging on the food, he felt going downward and he is feeling dizzy also because the first time he was experiencing the flying. He flapped his wings once. So now he start now flapping. Flapping means fluttering. He start now fluttering or opening his wings, and he soared upward. Soared means to fly higher. So he started now flying higher and higher. Now his parents, who were looking at the sight of this little seagull, so they were also very delighted to see this achievement of their child. So the mother, she moved towards the small seagull and start shouting with these words, "Ga ga ga ga, Coca-Cola." His mother swooped past him. So with the words of this Gaga Coca-Cola, she is now trying to now boost up the confidence and the energy of the child, and then swooped. Swooped stand for move or passed nearby. So after now shouting with the words this, she now moved across the child, her wings making a loud noise. Her wings were also making the noise with the proud. So she is very happy to see this now current now achievement of the child. He answered her with another scream. Now the child also replied back to the mother with another shout. Scream means shout. Then his father flew over him screaming. Then father also joined him, and he flew over shouting with excitement, with happiness. He saw his two brothers and his sister flying around him. He also watched how his two brothers and sister, they also became very happy to see the seagull, now this child, now flying, coveting and banking. So they start now first of all making the round and around this now small seagull, and then they started coveting. Coveting is the moment of leaping in the flying. So this is a mode of the flying. So they start coveting movement while taking the round, and banking. Banking means when you are flying with one wing higher than the other. So they start now banking mode and soaring. They started now flying higher and higher to show their happiness, and diving. They also did the diving moment. So diving, that means going down. So all the flying modes, they tried to share this happiness and delight with this brother. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly. So hereby you will see about the achievement of this child, of the seagull. So we are going to know about the first flight experience of this small seagull. Let's know. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly. Now he forgot that he never know flying, and he had the fear about the flying, and commanded himself. Commanded means to praise. He praised himself to dive. So he is feeling proud. He start now self-praising that he is able to do the all flying modes, to dive, to go deep, and soar, to fly high and curve, and to take the leaps in the flight, and shrieking shrilly, and with excitement he is now shrieking, he is now shouting, and with now shrillingness. So this is also the shouting moment. He start now shouting, so he is now expressing his now excitement and happiness through doing all these modes. He was near the sea now. So right now flying, he found that he was now moving towards the sea now, flying straight over it, and he was just above the sea level. He was now flying, facing straight out over the ocean, and just straight over the ocean he was standing. He was now staying. He saw a vast green sea beneath him, and then he found that he was above the green sea water, which was extended all over around him with little ridges, and he found there were the little ridges. Ridges here stand for the waves. He found the small waves. They were also raising above the sea level and moving over it, and he was just flying and moving over this now side, and he turned his beak sideways and cawed amusedly, and then he turned, he moved his beak sideways too. So he made the sideway movement towards the side also he moved, and cawed. Cawed means the cackling sound of the birds. And with amusement, with now happiness, he start now enjoying the moment, and he wanted now to declare to the whole world that he is able to complete his first flight. To share this happiness and delight with this brother. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly. So, hereby you will see about the achievement of this child, of the seagull. So, we are going to know about the first flight experience of this small seagull. Let's know. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly. Now he forgot that he never knew flying, and he had the fear about the flying, and commanded himself. Commanded means to praise. He praised himself to dive. So he is feeling proud. He start now self-praising that he is able to do the all flying modes, to dive, to go deep and soar, to fly high and curve, and to take the leaps in the flight, and shrieking shrilly, and with excitement he is now shrieking, he is now shouting, and with now shrillingness. So this is also the shouting moment. He start now shouting, so he is now expressing his now excitement and happiness through doing all these modes. He was near the sea now. So right now flying, he found that he was now moving towards the sea now, flying straight over it, and he was just above the sea level. He was now flying, facing straight out over the ocean, and just straight over the ocean he was standing. He was now staying. He saw a vast green sea beneath him, and then he found that he was above the green sea water, which was extended all over around him with little ridges. And he found there were the little ridges. Ridges here stand for the waves. He found the small waves. They were also raising above the sea level and moving over it. And he was just flying and moving over this now side. And he turned his beak sideways and cawed amusedly. And then he turned, he moved his beak sideways too. So he made the sideway movement towards the side also he moved, and cawed. Cawed means the cackling sound of the birds. And with amusement, with now happiness, he start now enjoying the moment, and he wanted now to declare to the whole world that he is able to complete his first flight. Let's now study the concluding part of the story. Here you will observe how this timid and hesitant seagull he was able to accomplish his first flight. See the last paragraph. His parents and his brother and sister had landed on this green flooring ahead of him. He found his parents and his brothers and sister, they had already landed on the green flooring. Green flooring stand for the green sea water ahead of him, before him. So already they had landed and were floating on the green surface of the water. They were beckoning to him. So with excitement, they were encouraging this small seagull also to join them to float over the sea water, calling shrilly. So they were creating the shrilly sounds. Shrilly, that means piercing sounds. So they were creating the shrilly sounds to invite him to join their company. He dropped his legs to stand on the green sea. So with excitement, he now tried to drop his legs to stand over the green sea. His legs sank into it. So again, he lost his confidence. He screamed with fright. Once again, he screamed. Scream stand for shout. So once again, this now small seagull, he shouted with fright. Fright stand for fear. So he shouted with fear and attempted to rise again, flapping his wings. So he again made efforts to rise up over the sea water and to flutter his wings. So by fluttering his wings, he tried now to rise up the sea water. But he was tired and weak with hunger. But already he was now completely tired and feeling weakness due to the hunger too. Since the last full day he had not taken anything, so that's why he had lost all his strength and he couldn't rise. So with the fact he now failed to now rise up the sea water, exhausted. So he was completely now tired by the strange exercise, because for the first time he has completed this strange exercise. Strange exercise stand for the unfit. So for the first time he has done this trial, so that's why he was completely tired and he failed to rise up. His feet sank into the green sea. So one moment he found that his feet, they were sinking into the green sea, and then his belly touched it, and next moment he found his belly stands for the abdomen, he found his abdomen, it was touching the sea water, but he sank no further. He found he was not sinking, he was not drowning into the water. So to his surprise that he was now not now drowning into the water, he was not dying, he was floating on it. So it's a very now good news for him that he was now able to float over the water like his parents and the other family members. Around him, his family was screaming, praising him, and their beaks were offering him scraps of dogfish. And he found his whole family. They were so excited, and they were now celebrating his achievement by shouting, and they were praising, they were admiring him, and their beaks were offering him scraps of the dogfish. And with excitement and admiration, now the beaks of his whole family members, they were now offering him the scraps of the dogfish. So scraps stand for the pieces, so they were now giving him the food of the dogfish. So with now admiration, they were giving him the food. So in this way he had made his first flight. So thus finally what happened, this timid now seagull, he was able to complete his first flight. So now students, now you come to know that how the hunger forced this timid now seagull to make the plunge and finally made it possible to complete his first flight.